Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be taking a look into some severe weather chances that will be going on for like tonight, into tomorrow, and even on Thursday here. Thursday looks to be a pretty interesting day, and same thing for tomorrow. So it's going to begin with the SPC. Not really a big deal today. You got two areas of marginal risk. You got one area just north of Los Angeles there, California. You got another area around Tulsa and Wichita, Kansas there. It also includes Joplin, Missouri as well. And the main threat, the tornado threat is actually not there. There is going to be some damaging winds for both marginal risk areas, but the hail will be staying in the plains and not in California. So for California, main threat's going to be damaging winds, so not too big deal tonight. Tomorrow's when things get really interesting here. Tomorrow we have a slight risk for severe weather across central Arkansas into north central Mississippi. This is where we could see an MCS or mesoscale convective system. I believe that's what it stands for. It's basically a complex of storms that kind of go on for miles, but these storms are not going to be going on that far. They're only going to be going as far, probably lasting into nearby Alabama and central Mississippi is where those storms die. The models are showing there's going to be a warm air aloft, which is a cap. However, there is plenty of instability there. If we kind of take a look into my forecast very quickly. So the main threats are going to be damaging winds, there'll be some hail, and there's also going to be a small tornado threat in this here. There's a question mark over Alabama here because models do not tend to do a too good of a job with MCS. They're kind of hard to predict because these things here can go on for hundreds of miles here. So, but this one here is probably going to be short-lived. So pretty much Arkansas, Mississippi really need to keep an eye on the system here. Expect for some damaging winds, some large hail, and there's probably going to be perhaps a tornado or two in this area of storms as well that'll be moving from northwest to southeast. And if we kind of look into the NAM 3KM on the future track is what we're going to be calling it. But since my internet is really bad tonight, we're not going to look at too much things. I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video. But here comes your uh, area of storms here. And as you can see there, we got a pretty nice squall line there. And you can see here it kind of dies down a little bit as it reaches to Mississippi. Then when it reaches Alabama, it's gone for the most part. And that's again where we have capping, or you could say a warm air aloft from these models here. So you gotta watch those storms very closely there. And I like this model here a lot as well. Let's move on to Thursday. Thursday is going to be a very interesting day. For an SPC, we do have a pretty widespread marginal risk anywhere from around Dallas, Texas, or northeastern Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, through most of Arkansas into kind of around Louisville, Cincinnati, and Indianapolis there. It also includes Nashville, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Nashville, you have a chance for severe weather again. Now, for Thursday, we have the chance to see some damaging winds, large hail, even for some supercells as well. They did mention it down here in their uh, Sonopas. I can't pronounce that, but they did mention about supercells. In the supercell composite or composite does show a marginal to slight risk. I'm seeing the better chance of this cut around, unfortunately, Tennessee and Kentucky. That's very unfortunate. And we'll take a look at my forecast. Also, do have a severe weather gradients, so that way we do not have to go over what the other models show. And I did see them. And as you can see here, I do have a slight risk for severe weather anywhere from very far northeast quarter of Texas and very southeast quarter of Oklahoma for central Arkansas, and then kind of bent to around Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky. Nashville, you're not quite in the slight risk, but you still have a chance for some severe weather, and that's very unfortunate. And this is something else I want to mention about, and there's going to be a lot of instability. We're talking about K values maybe around 1,000. Some areas may be able to exceed 1,000. Some models even show across central Kentucky might be able to see before nighttime falls about 1,100 to 1,200 joules per kilogram of CAPE, or the potential energy in the atmosphere. And that's not good. If we get more sun here across some of these areas in here, that's going to increase chances for severe weather. Now, I do expect the SPC to update uh, or upgrade to a slight risk for Thursday. As you can see here, damage to winds is at 15%, tornadoes is at 5%, which is slight risk, and large hail's marginal risk for 5%. So all threats will be on the table for Thursday. Now, take a look into the severe weather ingredients checklist. The low level jet's going to be good to go. It's not that strong, but it's still favorable. We're talking about perhaps, to my memory, it's about 50 knots, which is favorable. Cape, which is energy, that's definitely going to be favorable. Save it for wind shear and helicity. Lap rates is not going to be that favorable. However, there could be some low level lap rates as well, and that's going to be kind of isolated though. But it's not going to be good enough to be favorable. So anybody that does get low level lap rates, you probably would have a better chance for severe weather. That means clearing skies. So, which I haven't really taken a look at the cloud cover yet on there, so we'll see about that. Vorticity side could be favorable. It might be able to be favorable later in the day. The low pressure system seems like it could develop somewhere in southern Indiana. So then you get your energy to kind of go across central Kentucky and perhaps central Tennessee as well. The dew points are going to be good to go, and safety for the lift index. If we take a look into future radar or the NAM3KM, which I do like this model here a lot because it's very high risk. We cannot take a look into the HURB model because this is out of its bounds. And the HURB model goes as far out as 36 hours, and we are at 42 hours. So maybe tomorrow, if there's like any major changes, we might be able to look into it. But as you can see here, we do have some thunderstorms developing back into Missouri. And as the move is eastward, we actually have some new storms to develop back into Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. You also got some cells developing in Tennessee and Kentucky. And look at this band here, storms here. That actually might be capable of some damaging winds. And there's your low pressure system that develops here. And this is going to be a very concerning area right in here. If a low pressure system does develop here, you got plenty of energy going on here, so you got a lot of wind shear, probably a good amount of helicity. Now the updraft helicity is not that impressive at all, but there could be some supercells that could try to develop. Like I said, the supercell composite or composite does show numbers between 1 and 3, which is marginal to slight risk, technically there. Speaking, the low pressure system's not that strong. It's 1,007 millibar low. By the indication of the NAM 3KM, you can also see here there's also a decent line of storms there back into Texas and Oklahoma. That's going to be a front coming in, and there's a little bit of energy behind it as well into vorticity. And if 500 millibars, then your storms really start to get going. So Nashville, you got to keep an eye on this here. You can see here some of these storms could be strong or severe. But I think the area really to focus on at this point here, just by looking at this, wrong button, would it be areas kind of in here, near the watch here, where you're closer to low pressure system. There's a lot of energy, like I said already. Uh, these guys here earlier in the run could be supercells, but we'll see. There's going to be strong southwesterly winds, so and in the same time you got strong winds coming from the northwest, so there's probably going to be a little bit of rotation in the atmosphere. But Anyways, guys, this is all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little bit of a severe weather update. If you guys did like this update, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're never miss an upload. If y'all guys got questions about this, you can put a comment section down below. I will answer you guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.